Truth Serum Nation. Who do we got in here? There's already two in here. How's everybody doing on this Sunday night? Summer's moving along fast. A lot of sports on, baseball, tennis, everything else. So come hang out. Anybody in here? We got three like signs and one person. We'll see who we get in here. You know, we got this a lot with Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, 80 days. Well, so they're going to have the Democratic convention tomorrow. So you'll have Obama up there. Well, Kamala's the female version of Obama. So it's going to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. We've had a lot of different elections, but this is like the weirdest because you got a candidate that didn't even, there was a coup and she got in. That's not our electoral process. She all of a sudden she's in there and she hasn't done any interviews. She's gonna do a debate, I guess. How's she gonna fare in the debate? What is she gonna speak on? What's up, Joel? Everything's good here, buddy. I've said it before, folks. I mean, I don't care about being a Democrat or a Republican, but historically speaking, Democrat. But I never saw such a mismatch. Ever. I've never seen a mismatch like this in the history of our elections. This is a total disgrace for her track record. Radical. She's destroyed everything. You got this Tim Walz, this, whatever you want to call him, Tampon Tim, this radical. How do the two hardcore radicals ever in the history of elections end up on the same ticket? This Obama, Obama just said, let's give it a try. Kamala's up in the polls. As long as she's up in the polls, she don't have to do any interviews. I think they just count on America. The Democrats could be running Charles Manson. The Democrats could be running Charles Manson, just rest on their laurels and just see what happens on election day. That's the like the forensic psychology. That's the psychographics of this deranged Democrat syndrome. They're emotional. They're emotional betters. The Mafia historically usually went for the Democrat party, more or less. They were in with that. They didn't want the conservative, and they had most of them bought and paid for. So the mob used to have those Democrats, certain Democrats in certain positions when it came to hard, big money type deals. They had the Democrats in their, the Democrats could be bought and paid for. So the Mafia always, historically speaking, were for the Democrats because they're bribable. I mean, it's easy to reach that conclusion. Go get a water, coffee, pop, soda, orange juice, a drink. It's the truth serum. So figure to kill some time here, touch base with the people. And, they shadow banned me. That's all right. I really don't care anymore. I just want to do a video. You talk politics here, and then, they penalize you. So that's why Elon Musk bought Twitter and made it X, because you have freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech. All the other media, print, social, video, they want to run it. These Democrats, they want to run it. They want to monopolize the TV networks. They want to monopolize, which they have, the print media. And they're low in the deck. They're low in the deck. So if you have opposing opinions, they penalize you. You know, I mean, who owns this YouTube now? China? Who's their candidate? Harris, Biden, whatever. They're in pretty good with those Chinese. Check their papers. So yeah, that's the nature of this. So yeah, the mob always was like that. But when I became an adult and you watch politics and everything, and I just want keep track of this and that. You don't have to be an Einstein or highly educated to just see compare and contrast. It ain't like this is Kamala Harris's first trip around the block. She destroyed California. She's been vice president. She's the border czar. Her policies are beyond radical, and Trump has a proven record, turned everything around from A to Z. And how's Kamala leading in the polls? Holy cow. The dumbing down of America in play. It's in play, the dumbing down of America. The Democrats are emotional voters, and the Republicans are logical voters. Because if you got 1 ounce of a brain in your head, you could just look at the evidence. What's there to look at? And if you're not into all politics and all this and that, look at your bank account. Look at the prices when you go to the store. Look at the prices when you go to the gas pump. If they get in, all her policies are Marxist. All her policies are extreme Marxist. She'll make the Marxists look like Boy Scouts. Her and Obama and those globalists. I don't know what's going to happen, but then these people, so you could check your pocketbook. You could check your savings if you got any left. You could check your credit card if you got any credit left. And then guess what happens? School's going to be coming. People with children. Oh, you're going to buy Billy and Sally some school clothes? Not this summer. Oh, you're going to have to pay the taxes this time? Oh, well, take another hit. See, and then they come up with the phony economic indicators. Inflation only rose 2.1%. It's compounded. They're using all this trickery and tomfoolery and flimflammery because they just figure the voter, the citizen, is uneducated when you know that steak didn't go up 2%. That pot roast was $17. Now it's $36. Well, geez, that's 100%. That gallon of milk was $3. Now it's $6. That's 80%, 100%. Your staple goods have gone up way more than that. So the media and the lopsided biased media, they can throw all this stuff at you, but the consumer, the citizen, knows what's going on in their real everyday life. Well, inflation is only up 2.1. Well, that's good, CNN News. Yeah, that's good. Really? 2.1 from the other month. It's been going up 2.23% every month. That's why when you go buy something, the price is half as much. It's twice as much. It doubled. And at the gas pump. How long are they going to play this smoke and mirrors game? This Kamala hasn't done a formal interview. What is it? 28 days, 30 days? What is she actually going to stand on in the debate? What? She's going to have to, off the teleprompter, no teleprompter, Kamala. You're going to have to fly by the way. You're going to have to fly by the seat of your pants, young lady. No teleprompter. You could cackle all you want. You could cackle and laugh and do all that because you're laughing at the suckers that support you. That's what that cackle is all about. So you're going to have to go to the plate. You're going to have to go to the plate, and there are going to be some pitches thrown at you. I don't know what she can actually stand on. Donald Trump is very well versed. He's well versed. He'll take your underwear and socks off by the time he's done. He's a seasoned veteran going up a little. She got in there on a coup and completely defied our electoral process for the candidate and delegates. They just said, okay, we'll bypass all that. Well, I thought this was the United States of America. What have they done to this country? They just change the rules as they go. Then Nancy Pelosi, we should put Joe Biden's face on Mount Rushmore. How demented is this Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and these other dinosaur Democrats that have been ruling everything since the turn of the century? What is it with these people? Put Biden's face? I believe that he's one of the greatest presidents ever. He's the worst president ever. Put his butt cheeks on Mount Rushmore, because that's all he did was crapped on America, Nancy Pelosi. Mount Rushmore? Are these people insane? They're so used and so conditioned, and they've just had carte blanche. They've just had carte blanche to just spew all this crazy stuff for decades. For decades and decades. They've had a free pass. And then they come up with these ideas, and it's just like, well, America's stupid. Well, we've been doing this for years. They go back to their mansions and laugh. But if Kamala Harris gets elected, and all those rah Kamala Harris fans, we'll see if they're cheering 7 or 8 months from now, when gasoline is $15 a gallon and a gallon of milk is 10 and a loaf of bread is 9. We'll see if they're cheering. We'll see, Kamala Harris. We'll see if they're cheering. Yeah. And that demographic that support her are the most vulnerable, economically speaking. So they're cheering for the person that's going to ruin them, because they're emotional voters. And it's all identity politics and everything else. She's a DEI candidate. From the jump anyways. They just surpassed all the procedures. Not even a primary. So what's that all about? I don't know, Joel Gold. I don't know, but I'd almost like Donald Trump to just go retire to Florida and give America what they want. Give them Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Go ahead, give them. You know, like the little brat that wants to eat the 2 gallons of ice cream. No, Billy. No, you can't eat that. You're going to get sick, Billy. You can't eat them 2 gallons of ice cream. Oh, please. Well, all right, go ahead and eat it. And then you got to watch poor Billy puke for 2 hours. Well, that's what's going to happen if Kamala Harris gets in. They're all going to be saying, come on, we want her. And then after 8 months, they're going to be puking for 4 years. They're going to be puking. What have we done? Oh, my gosh. How are we going to make it the rest of the month? Oh, where are you taking that car? We only got a little gas in there. Oh, well, I was going to go to the store. No, well, gasoline is, Then when it settles in, all those voters for Kamala, they're going to have to, they'll think they're doing time in prison the 4 years when she gets elected. If she gets elected, those supporters, they're poorer Those supporters for Kamala, and when those Marxist policies kick in, that 4 years, that 4-year term of Kamala Harris, that'll be just like a prison sentence. And it'll get a lot worse. You ain't seen nothing yet. She's beyond radical. Philly Bob, she's beyond radical. She's got a lot more tricks up her sleeve. And you might see World War III too. What the hell? Might as well end the world while we're at it too. What happened to Joe Biden at the World Summit? He fell asleep and he pooped his pants. What? Jeez. I'm a patriot, you know. I'm a patriot, and then it's making me crazy. It's like, yeah, elect Kamala, elect her. I mean, I don't have a lot as far as budget and things like that, but I'll get by. It's worth it to me to just see the others that think they're cute with their tongue hanging out. I got support system. I don't have income, but I got people around me that'll help me. So I'll be fine. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus above. And I don't wish any ill will on anybody, but give them what they want. Give them, oh, she's twerking. Oh, Netanyahu's in town. Israel is going to war. And, well, I can't make it because I'm getting my freak on in Atlanta. Sorry, I can't make it. World War III's ready to break out, and she stiffs Netanyahu. She stiffs Netanyahu because she's out twerking. She's out twerking in Atlanta with Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, laughing and everything else. Last I knew, you're still the borders are. You're still the borders are. What happened there? Well, I think latest update, what is it now? Maybe 70 terrorist cells have walked across our border. 70? From all over the world? What's waiting for this country when these guys start rocking and rolling? The terrorists. What's going to happen? They're not just coming here for the weather. Wow. Maybe it's the end of America as we know it. Turn it into a socialist Marxist regime. And then what they'll do when the time and the coast is clear, you'll see the tanks on the street. Everybody will think they'll be rocking and rolling. There's going to be chaos, terrorists rocking and rolling, all the illegals. It's going to be crazy, and everybody's going to think Kamala's the savior. And then what? You'll see tanks on the streets. Party over. Oops, out of time. Come on, Prince. You'll be going for checkpoints. You'll be going from point A to point B. Yeah. And then you will see what exactly happened in other countries that have the same policies that Kamala's proposing. Any economist would know that her policies are Marxist based. They're all built to fail, cripple the middle class even more, and then you're left with a separation of classes, and the rich will be just fine, but then there'll be no middle class. It's just going to be lower class. Everybody will be broke, and then what do you need? Government entitles. The government's going to give you your welfare and Social Security and your food stamps, and then they're going to control the food supply. They wanted to control the prices. Marxist move. control the prices, not the traditional supply and demand. No, if people just would think about things, that's communist. Supply and demand is what makes prices go up and down. They're adding all this money into the money supply and it's forcing everything up, hyperinflation, and the prices are going up just as well. It's going to bottom out. That bubble's going to burst. But they want to, they're jamming. They're jamming over there. But she gets elected. The people that can't survive, which the middle class is already struggling. The middle class hasn't seen anything yet. Give her 4 years. She'll show you the real deal. She'll show you what's up for 4 years. She's just warming up. Obama and those globalists, they're just waiting. How stupid could America be? We got Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. They're like, can we actually pull this off? Can we actually pull this off in the history of America? Put two communists on a ticket, presidential ticket. That's how they get down. That's how they get down. The puppets. You got the puppets. The globalists told Obama, and Obama told Biden, hit the road. There's a coup. We're just going to say Kamala Harris is running and no primary. What? Just write the rules as you go. Kamala gets elected, you think you're doing 4 years in Attica prison. And all the people that are supporting her, they're already strapped. What's up, Frank? Hey, Big Small. Biggie Small. Their tongues will be hanging out. So, yeah. Hey, Depper the Rapper. What's going on? Yeah, they kind of smashed me in the face over here, guys. You know, I cry about it, but definitely a tough blow that they dealt me when what they did to my channel. But that's life. That's life. Still gotta have fun. I believe in God. God's got my back. So whatever I do, I'm tight with it. I'm tight. You know. What was it, Frank? They got the whole media locked up. They got everything locked up. They were really PO'd when Elon Musk got up there and got 1 billion views with Donald Trump. Yeah. CNN, ABC, and CBS. Yeah, that's all right, Dapper. You know, you speak politics here, you get censored. That's YouTube. Why do you think Elon Musk bought Twitter and called it X? Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech does exist. It's on X. It's on X. So we don't have to be censored. Linda, how you doing? Back to the bump and grind, Linda. Yep. Yep, I have a good week. I had a good weekend. Everything's going here. I'm watching the Yankees game after. So that's that. I had to do something here. You know, it's the craziest election I ever seen. It's it's not even American. This election is like from like these coups that happened in Chile or Brazil or Venezuela. Like this process, we've seen this happen in third world countries. That they just, you know. Yeah, Trump better watch out. They'll do whatever they can. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. If those people want to do it, they do it. That's all. by next year, God willing, maybe within 2 years, I'll have my toes in the sand because we live in New York State. This is a dumpster state, Democratic state. This is a crap stain of America, New York State. So I called the Republican Party stationed in Buffalo, New York, which is embedded Democrat. Buffalo is a scum Democratic town. Buffalo, New York, scum Democratic town, embedded is worse, as bad as any in New York State. I call the Republican committee. Hey, Deb. I call the Republican Party Center in Buffalo. I want to get the papers mailed to me to register to vote because I can't do the online thing, whatever, the PDF, blah, blah, blah. So I tell the lady, and she's like, oh, well, excuse me, miss, is this the Republican Party headquarters? Yeah. I'm trying to register to vote Republican. You got to do this, you got to do that. Well, can you please mail me the registration thing because not everybody wants to do it online. She's hollering at me. I'm trying to support her party. What are they? Fakes? They got fakes over here, the Republican Party. What are they? What are they, real Democrats in disguise? What? It was the weirdest thing. This New York State is so beyond corrupted, like anything before. They're worse than the Mafia, and all they do is fleece, 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 fleece. Well, that's why half the population already left for Florida. Half of New York State population left. They're gone. They're gone. So they figure with the people they got left, they're gonna try to, they're trying to interfere. The Republican headquarters. What are they? Yeah, Florida's a lot better, Philly Bob. Florida's a lot better. I don't know what you've been watching. Florida's a lot better. A lot better, bro. On 20 counts, Florida's better. So I can't believe that the Republicans should be so desperate to get registered voters. Not in Buffalo. Not in Buffalo. Mm-mm. What do they got? A Democrat running the Republican headquarters in Buffalo? She's telling me, well, we have to mail those out. Well, that's the process that you have to do. You mail them out, boom, boom, boom. You got enough campaign funds to put a stamp on there. You got enough donations to your party donations for that. Put a dollar stamp on the envelope and mail it out. They got everything twisted. Then I called another county and they were cool. Yes, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, well, thank you. Boom, boom, okay, bye. Boom. Woo! Wow. They got everything so New York State, and all these other Democratic states that are just rotting on the vine. All the destruction, all the crimes, unprosecuted crimes. The district attorneys aren't prosecuting anybody. So the police don't even like making arrests anymore because the DAs aren't even prosecuting because there's catch and release, no bail, and they're out on the street. Violent criminals. Violent. Oh yeah, Linda, they're gonna be tearing down they're gonna be figuring it out. But You know, if Trump gets elected, he cleaned the swamp out once. The new swamp is twice as deep as the old swamp. And guess what? He's already got their names and numbers, and they better get their toothbrush and underwear because they'll be going to the federal pen. So Trump ain't no joke. They've been messing with him even before his inauguration the first time. And taking shots at him. Wow. It's all gonna be the moment of truth when that debate comes. That's all. We can flip it, flop it, zig it, zag it, and everything else. But come on, Kamala, bring it. Bring it. Fair questions to ask. No cackling. The cackle is over. The honeymoon is over. Time to get down to business. What you got, Kamala? And don't steal any more of Trump's policies like no tax on tips, okay? Now she changed her thing. She said for a million years, no fracking. No fracking, no fracking, no fracking. But that fracking mostly occurs in the state of Pennsylvania. So, she doesn't want to lose the Pennsylvania vote. She doesn't want to lose the Pennsylvania vote. So now what she's going, well, I think we can frack. Yeah, let her get elected. You'll see how much fracking is done. Unemployment will be 40%. It's almost probably that right now. It's in Philly, Bob. Well, Philly Bob will know. Well, we'll see what happens. She's going to change all these Marxist policies right until the election day. And if she wins, she's going back to those Marxist policies. She ain't changing her colors. That's all that's all them Obamas and globalists. That's all they're experts in are those curveballs. Yeah. We're gonna change that. Yeah. Boom. Oh, strike. What happened? Yeah. You'll see what happens. Yeah. The policies that were real bad that they're gonna change before the election, if they get elected, they're gonna be worse. They're gonna be worse. You're going to see hyperflation like there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow. And the Federal Reserve cannot keep pumping, artificially inseminating money. You can't do that because it's just fueling inflation. You need the regular forces of an economy, supply and demand, and the stuff, I don't know. Everything they do is the opposite of common sense and logic. How could they be 100% on being against common sense and logic? How? And Kamala's up in the polls. Wow. Well, the Federal Reserves, I mean, they're trying these bailout moves. Oh, then new home buyers will give a $25,000 credit for new home buy. There ain't going to be anybody interested in buying homes. They can't pay their mortgage rate now. They can't make ends meet now. That's just a fluff Marxist trick. And a $6,000 tax credit for somebody these are little drops in the bucket. It's fluff that goes, wow, that looks good. That looks good. They're all fluff mongers. They're fluff mongers. But you don't even need to be that smart to figure out, whoa, hold on here. No, that ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help. She has years and years record of radical destruction, along with Tampon Tim Walz. Years. Her record, look at the border on top of it. What's she done in this 3.5 years that you think is going to change in 4 more years? What has she done in 3.5 years that she could hang her hat on and say, please elect me again? And look, and then go back and look at Donald Trump and what he accomplished. And there was world peace on top of it. And there wouldn't have been any open border. And prices wouldn't have been out of this. This is easy stuff. This is easy stuff. Very, very easy stuff. Holy cow. I mean, it's like telling them they're begging to drink the poison. The Democrats, they can't wait to drink the poison. I mean, they're such emotional voters. They refuse to look at this evidence versus this evidence. No, we don't want to look at it. We just want to rock and roll and cackle. And yeah, we just want to rock and roll. We don't want to look at that. We just want to have a party. Yeah. With identity politics. Yeah. It's all identity politics and DEI. She's a DEI in the flesh amongst everything else. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for joining. Support the channel, the like button, Cash App, Super Chat. There's a link to the book. I appreciate everybody that comes in here. We'll keep pushing on. We'll keep fighting, and we still got to enjoy our life. So that's that. Be the kings and queens of your world. We can't give up. The world is a vampire. It wants to have blood. No, we still got to have fun. Keep our head on straight. Try to stay positive. It's frustrating, get pissed off and everything, but we got to do the best we can. It's going to be the most interesting time in our country's history. Dapper the Rapper, thank you for coming back. Visit a old lonely man. All right. Thank you, Philly Bob. Thank you, Linda. Thanks, Deb. Frankie F. Biggie Small. Yeah. Hey. And Joel Gold. All right, you know how we do it. So I'll come back and see what happens, and we'll take it from there. So enjoy the rest of your summer. Stay safe. Try to make ends meet, and vote for Trump. I don't know what else to say. There's nothing left to our country now as it is. But those Democrats are just getting started. You haven't seen anything yet. All right, folks. Thanks a lot.